Hello, and welcome to The Hacktivist. I'm Kevin Tame, and this is Reflections. And today we're going to be focusing on the CI Moons deck that I played with Jonas the other night. The match that I'm going to be facing here is a Adam deck, and with Adam, a thing to note is they want to go aggressive and early, so you're going to probably lose some agendas because they have the ability to access multiple cards from your hand, and oftentimes they play Find the Truth so that they can pick the other ones off of R&D. So let's dive right into this match. So to start off, I'm just seeing here like what his directives are, because I want to make sure that I know what's happening. This trash one is kind of a pain, but it's okay. This hand that I had two pieces of ice, so I decided, I want to keep these because these are both really good against Adam, these architects, and they'll allow me to fire things. So I just, chose two things to res. It did make me pretty poor, which was okay, but I knew he wasn't going to be accessing anything important, and I'd rather have these installs. And then go ahead and res the Maryland, and I just credit up here because I want to make sure that I have enough money for this Violet level clearance next turn. But he runs my other architect and I need to let it fire. One mistake I made is I should have remembered what cards I had. This was kind of a tricky play because I didn't want to install the Vitruvius because he had 2 clicks. And I was tempted to install the Enigma, but the Estelle Moon is what ultimately, or the Turtleback is what I ultimately decided on because I really wanted to get my economy going and start installing stuff. So I had to give up a Vitruvius, which is one of my more important agendas, but he had no money to trash my stuff, so it was a good time to install some things that I knew he couldn't trash. And I think he's just thinking here like what he wants to do, and he ends up just taking a credit. So I can't really res anything, so I just take 3 credits and go. It's one of the most, that or draw I think are really common things, especially when you have Jeeves on the board. You just click up and use that ability. He saw that there was an agenda on top of R&D, so he was letting these things fire, and he knows that if I install the if I install the efficiency committee, he can just go and steal it. So I'm just going to let him have it anyways, and I just got some money off of my turtle, so this allows me to be able to start charging up my Estelle Moon. Now I'm in a position here where like I can just kind of start drawing up and start using my clearances. But I don't want to have R&D hit, so I put an Enigma on and then I fire my clearance. I'm feeling pretty good here, that I'm in a pretty good place. I have my Estelle Moon on the board, I have some advanced assembly lines, and I can just start putting things down. It was a mistake there for me to do the turtles second. I should have done it beforehand, but that's okay. I'm able to get 4 counters on a moon, which is always really good. He's definitely going to trash that. He's forced to trash the Cyberdex because of his ability. He's really poor right now, and he doesn't have the breakers to kind of get in. So I'm in a position here where I have a Lakshmi and I'm able to score out a successful field test. The only fear here is that he would have he'd be on Film Critic, which I don't know. So I just install those 2 things. I then Violet level, and here I just get my Lakshmi counter out. This play right here is the tempo play that sets me up to win the game. Because once I score the successful field test, it's obviously better if I have a moon down as well, but I get to install so much stuff, and it just credits me up, gives me so much money that I can just start building up my board, get that Sandburg behind an Ashigaru. It becomes very difficult for him to come back from this. I actually don't know if him to take his neutralize all threats was a good call for him. Here now I have 2 agendas in hand and I can use Lakshmi. So I draw up 3 times with Jeeves, and then I'm just going to install a corporate sales team because I know I can score it next turn. Here I'm in the position where it's just a matter of time where I can just score out stuff. He fems my my vanilla, but the thing he doesn't realize is that I have a Sandburg, and so he has no money and is going to fire. He realizes this game is pretty much shot at this point, and what this allows me to do is to be able to set up for a really big power turn, so he eventually just concedes, which I think was like the right call for him. This deck is really powerful, and if they can't control your assets, then you just can just sneak away with it. The Sandburg is so incredibly powerful if you have a lot of money. The most expensive ice you usually don't want to have to res it, which is the Ashigaru. Like, I like to lean on Enigma and Vanilla and Architect a lot more. But the Lakshmi is really great as well if they don't have Film Critic. Thanks for joining me in this episode of Reflections. Please subscribe and watch any of the other videos that I have here on this channel. You can also follow my journey of the CI Moons deck and how I play it over the next few days and week. Thanks. Have a good day.